sail. We follow our dreams to a light on rock in the heart of the sea. The bow pushes gamely on through the waves, and I feel the wind and so spray on my face. My skin is tingling, oh, I've got a plan. I've never felt so alive. By God, I'm a man, and I breathe. I breathe it all in. The air seems so sweet as our new life begins. Say goodbye to the army, I won't go to war. I got more precious things that I'm fighting for. Now I can see the cliff tops almost touch the sand, and I'm fit to burst as we draw near to land with my clan. That's safe in my arms. I'll shine a lamp and keep all souls from harm, and my soul sings. Want to be free on a light on a rock in the heart of the sea. On a light on a rock in the heart of the sea. On a light on a rock in the heart of the sea. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Could I have a little bit more of Jen and my foldback, please, Kevin?
A little less banjo and a little more of me in the foldback here too, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Salvi. Okay, now anybody that was following the blurbs, my copious correspondence on social media advertising the show, they would have seen that we're going to be new tunes, old tunes. The previous song was probably somewhere in the middle. It's neither old nor new yet. And but this one definitely qualifies as an old tune, and it's on an album that has never been released by me. It's recorded, it's ready to go, but I've just been kind of, contrary and mysterious and sat on it. But we'll give you a little sneak peek of it right now. So, if you want to hear it, maybe if you start a petition or something, hand it to your local member, and then we'll see. If we get enough signatures, maybe, it'll see the light of day. But this is a song called The Red Wall, and I think we're going to try and give it to you right now. Maybe I can live another life in the song I sing. And maybe then you won't pick apart the word I say. There's a pale light that falls from the doorway, and the red wall catches the glow. Underneath the velvet sky in a pouring rain, I can't believe that I'm still alive. The soldier says. Later on he got a little wild and is searching for someone to blame. There's a pale light that falls from the doorway, and the red wall
the glow. Yeah. Little rumors going around, I take no offense. And once again I see you back in town, but I heard it from somebody else. There's a pale light that falls from the doorway, and the red one catches the glow. It's a strange kind of light, still and always. And if only these ones could tell. Sing along, sing along.
Thank you. And considering all of these guys only actually played the song for the first time last Tuesday night, the keepers, they're all right. Oh, Kevin. Okay.
Mark's happy.
And your humble opinion? Yeah, we usually like our audience members to start a fight further into the set. But hey, start as you ain't to finish. Hey, like Tim talking about, 4 bottles of beer and all of that. That's fine. We've got that WA vibe happening now. But, Okay, and Paul Gooding's had enough already. He's going to sit out the rest of the gig. So we've got a song now. Jen and I wrote this song together. It was one of those ones, it was probably the first one we threw together when COVID and all of that stuff happened and we had to stay away from each other, all of us. So it was just sort of by correspondence. Send a line or two in various directions, and a chord or two and notes, and ended up with this thing called With Knife and Wing.
Like the way it rhymed too. Yeah. You should be a songwriter, probably.
The surface and the splitting light, the filtered ghost of this great divide, numbers and places kept tucked inside, and all the thieves and flightless birds sweeping leaves into the stones. With knife and wing, tiny griefs are gathering. All momentum paused and echo beyond fingertips. Tell me again why I gathered close. Ordinariness shimmers close beyond the veil, and all I know is all but gone. One day of night is left to bury treasured dreams. Thread the needle, pattern taut. Bend and love, forgetting isn't in common way. With knife and wing, tiny griefs are gathering. All momentum paused and echo beyond fingertips. Tell me again why I gathered close. Ordinariness shimmers close beyond the veil, but all I know is all but gone.
phantom paused and echo beyond fingertips. Tell me again why I gathered close. Ordinariness shimmers close beyond the veil, and all I know is all but gone. Don't you brag about your gardens now, and all I know is all but gone. Don't you brag about your gardens now.
Thank you very, very much.
We're going to play someone else's song. You might know it. We could have a guessing game, though. See who's the first one to get it, and there's a prize for the person who knows. Should we do that?
Yeah. Cool. All right.
I don't know what the prize is. Knowing what the prize is may increase or decrease the... You already know?
All right, okay, you win the prize. Good. Now we just have to figure out what the prize is. Okay. And if I get the third line correct, I also win a prize, which I'll award to myself, because I always get it wrong.
I think we know what the line is, though, don't we?
There's another one that I've
devised
to forget.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, it's at least two that I can
All right.
forget. We know what the first one is, but I've to come up with a new one to forget.
Excellent.
Yeah. It's all that purple stuff, you know.
Oh, correct.
Okay. It's apt. It's called changes. We're all going through changes. Yeah. One way or another. Or more.
Things could be different, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes now. Could take a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going through changes now that have just begun. Under a purple sun, there are many reasons for what we've become. I'm going through changes, ripping out pages. I'm going through changes now. I knew it once, but I forgot. I'm going through changes now. We want everything but what we've got. I'm going through changes now. Maybe it's too soon under a purple moon, but I'd ride off with you in a big balloon. I'm going through changes, rattling cages. I'm going through changes now. Could be different, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes, through all of this strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Thank you very much.
You didn't forget a single thing, did you?
I know. I didn't forget anything. Just for once. I thought it was lovely that Tim before was kind of apologising in advance because he's had COVID, and apparently there's a thing for some people that, it does sort of leave your mind a bit addled down the track. And so he was saying that the 25 tabs of the computer open at one time. thing. And I said, well, that's great. You know, that's fantastic. At least you've got an excuse. You know, me on the other hand, yeah, I have no excuse. I'm sorry. I apologise. But okay, we're going to go back. This is going into the territory of older tune now. So performed this song. Well, no, actually, rarely performed this song in another lifetime in another band because I wasn't allowed to. Tim, Paul, they know all about that when we weren't allowed to play this in the Haggerty's. Now we're allowed to play it because we do it damn well like. And Jen and I just love singing this song, so we've always sung it together because we like to. And now we're blessed with having the rest of the gang to be able to do it with us. So this is the first time we've performed this as a band. And this is Leaves in the Fall from the very famous Haggerty's album, which was called, what was it called? Yeah, see? So famous. Yeah, Leaves in the Fall, brackets, he's not bitter. And I realised at some point, though, that this song it's like the great all-purpose song for when stuff's gone to shit. It doesn't matter what the scenario, but if it's gone to shit, this is your song. Just put this on. If you have a copy of it, you can come to me. If you don't have a copy, I'll furnish you with a copy, because I've got a whole stack of Haggerty's albums at home myself. Anyway, you get the idea. That'll be enough out of you over there. I told you I get heckled by my own partner at the gig.
Gazing at this whole sorry mess and what remains of the bridge, it's bewildering to me how it ever came to this. I don't know why I should be surprised at how I couldn't read the signs. Threads were unraveling right before my eyes. There's a gathering storm on the horizon, and it wearies my soul. Tossed on the waves, we're thrown on the rocks. I know what you want me to say, but I can't lie or pretend, 'cause wishing never changed a thing or made it go away. Lifted me up, yeah. But those days are gone, like leaves in the fall. They've blown away. Now we spend our time building walls. Yours is high as mine is tall, and nothing makes any sense anymore. Nothing makes any sense anymore.
Thank you very much. Again, a tune that these guys hadn't played until last Tuesday, and that's how good they are. Oh, okay. Huh? Sorry. Okay, now this is another one of the in-betweeny songs. It's not old, it's not new, but it's from an album of songs that Jen and I put together called In the Light of Dark. And it's a whole bunch of tunes about my family's lighthouse keeping life, if you don't know that story already, if I haven't bored you ad nauseum with all of that. You know. And even if I have, it's still stories about my family and their lighthouse keeping life. So this is my imagining. I interrogated various arms of the family, and my Uncle Phil, who was a lighthouse keeper for short of 4 decades. He told me that when he was a young man, he was working as an electrician. He'd migrated from England, and one day a fellow he knew came, but another fellow who worked with the lighthouse keeping caper. That's not the official name, but anyway. And he said, would you like a job as a lighthouse keeper, as people did back in 1952? You could just say that. And he said, yes. And he said, okay, well, you've got to start in 2 days' time. And go to this little island off of the coast with this lighthouse on it. So I went home to Auntie Rena, and he went home and said, you want to come away with me to a desert island? And she must have said yes, because, yeah, for 4 decades, they were doing the lighthouse keeping thing. So I'm imagining the conversation with Uncle Phil sort of bursting in the door. It's a bit of a force of nature, as he was. And conversation goes a bit like this. Will you come away, darling, with me to a small desert island? There's no time to waste, we gotta be there in 2 days' time. There'll be no one else there except me, you and the babe. We'll have everything that we need. A light that will shine out into the night as the moon caresses the sea. Will you and I dare to dream? It's such an adventure as we build in our lives. We'll have fresh air and sunshine and room to do just as we like. There'll be no need to worry about trouble and want. Destiny drifts on the tide. We'll gather up driftwood and shells from the shore under a giant azure sky. We'll make a new life, you and I. And dolphins will dance in the sway as the sea breeze dances your hair. We'll make a life out there on our own with stories we'll have to tell folks back home. They won't believe what they hear.
You mad bugger, I'm sure that it's not exactly as you say. But we're in this together, so let's take a chance, come what may.
I suppose there'll be pirates and unicorns, buried treasure right under our feet. Rainbows, mermaids, and lollipops, pink champagne flowing in a stream. You and I dare to dream. And dolphins will dance in the sway as the sea breeze dances your hair. We'll make a life out there on our own with stories we'll have to tell folks back home. They won't believe what they hear. They won't believe what they hear.
Thank you very, very much. Who could say no to Uncle Phil, eh? Who could say no to that? Indeed. Yes. Hello, Andrew. And we've got lovely folk from New Zealand and everything that have come here for tonight.
Gosh, that's a long way.
No expense has been spared. Hello. How long has it been, Andrew? Oh, he's been counting. It's been 2.5 years. There we are. I hadn't been counting, but yeah. Cool. All right. Well, we've got a song now. A stong and a song. Well, it's probably you might relate to it coming from New Zealand. It's called Storm. Or it could have been called Earthquake, but this one's called Storm. Because you can count the elements. It's very elemental, I imagine, there in New Zealand. I remember from when I was there when I was 7. I went there and we went on a cruise, the ill-fated cruise. They said it was only a 3-day cruise, but it took longer than that. And I was evil, apparently. It's still spoken of in hushed tones in my family. But anyway, we went to a zoo, and there was an enclosure that had a kiwi in there, and all I could see, it had like mirrored glass, and there was maybe some foliage, and they go, look, that's a kiwi, there's a kiwi. It's nothing. There was nothing there. It's a myth. The kiwi is a myth. But now we have another lighthouse song, and it's the imaginings of being out on a rock in the middle of the ocean. The horizon is disappearing, and the thunderheads overhead coming to swallow you up.
There's a line where the sky meets the sea, it's clear and sharply defined, as if drawn by unseen hands, as you meet aquamarine. Sometimes that line disappears when the southerly gust looms, colors blend and towering thunderheads approach from the world's end. Deadly ominous, pregnant with menace, an army of water and wind. Forward scouts, testing out defenses, restless, desperate, whipping up the sand, and in the dying light we can't see the charging cavalry, white horses racing across the churning green waves. Will soon be lost in battle. The south horizon has already fallen. Space in the universe, small and meaningless, we mount the barricades. A thunderclap that'll smack you down, X-ray flash, concussion. Timbers, the rain so hard, clattering tin shakes the joy, and the wind so strong. Oh, will the roof fly up? Or will it fall in? Or will it be flung into the ravenous sea? Deadly ominous, pregnant with menace, an army of water. Joined in battle, the south horizon has already fallen. Always submerged. And when the storm is finally spent, we emerge.
Thank you very much. Jen Lush. ladies and gentlemen, all the way over from WA. And Steve Salvi has gone above and beyond to be here today. We have Paul Cooper and banjo. Paul Gooding on accordion. Yeah. And Paul Angus on drums, percussion, and general charmingness. You might see a pattern forming, Paul, Steve. I'm Stephen Paul, by the way. Just for sake of balance, Jen. And for, sake of control, Mark Seddon, the loveliest bass player in Adelaide and probably Australia. So, the Keepers, ladies and gentlemen, they are wonderful. Wonderful, brilliant musicians and beautiful souls. So I am blessed to have them around me. And now, after all of that, I realise I changed instruments.
Have this one, Steve. You may have that.
Swap. Forgot to bring my zither. So this is actually a new song, isn't it, Jen? Yeah. Jen's going to tell you the story about this one, aren't you, Jen?
Oh, golly. Yeah, so new that this is the very first time that we've ever played this. And at all. So you guys are
the other guys don't
are the
even
guinea
know
pigs for this song. No. It's called The Long Drowning. It's a poem that, and now because I am brain addled as well, I actually can't even think of the poet. Did you look it up? No.
I was waiting. I was banking on you.
Yeah, see, now I'm on the spot. I'll tell you what.
It's an Australian poet.
Yeah. It's an anthology of Australian writers. And I'll tell you what, we'll put it on the Facebooks if you care to check out one of the posts. I'll post it on there. Yeah.
Happy to know, Mark.
It's a beautiful poem, and Steve immediately wanted to write some music around it. So he did start doing that, and then we kind of got together on it and finished it off.
This is The Slow Drowning.
The slow walk home, you take each fingertip in turn between your teeth. This is the long drowning. I have renounced it. This is the blurred movement of a body underwater. This is the both of us learning to dissolve our shapes. This is the slow walk home. I meet myself at the door. I bring you flowers sold from the sea. There is no end to this returning. We walk along the coast road. It is falling like the sky. It is falling out of the old world. We are at strange angles with the sea. This is new country, the widest continent. This is your skin becoming mine. We are taking the coast road. It is falling. This is the long drowning. Slow walk home. end to this returning. This is the both of us, learning to dissolve our shades, drowned. We are water.
Your skin
Becoming mine.
we are salt on the tongue. God's tripping overland.
We are walking home through sand. We are walking home through sand.
I meet myself
At the door. There's no end to this returning. There is no end to this returning.
There's no end to this returning.
Thank you. We stepped off the edge there for you, ladies and gentlemen. That's the first time anybody anywhere has heard that, including us. It sounded like it, didn't it?
Yeah, plausible. Yeah.
Cool. But we dare to do that for you. We dare to, step off the edge. So that's the thing, It's the whole, COVID, and we can do it all by Zoom. We can do it all by Teams. We can, but with a great big capital B, it's not the same as being here in this space, in this environment, bouncing everything off of you and you bouncing it back off of us. So yeah, it's really beautiful. It's a lovely thing. The danger, the fear, the joy, and the love. And so we've got our thing now. If I've read the list correctly, 10 Cent Moon.
Indeed.
Yeah. What's this one about, Jen?
Oh, golly. It's a day of
quiz
putting me on the
time.
spot when yes, 10 Cent Moon. We, again, another one written in correspondence, so between the two of us. And it was, by verse, and then we kind of pulled it in and put music to it. And I think it really just chronicles dreamscapes that we were having at the time. Make of it what you will, I think.
Tell it to the water, tell it to the moon. Gather up the leaves, scatter all the bones. Return, ricochet, search the hard markers. Where will I dream home? Where did I dream home? Steal it from your torture, steal it from your love. Hammer at the wellspring, circle the stones. Return to your chest, secret avalanches. Underneath the calm, underneath the calm. It could be the future, it could be out of time. But the pull of the 10 cent moon when I looked behind, caught in my eye, stuck on my tongue. Look at the way that it's come undone. Find it where you started, find it in your hand. Travel on the fault line, right in the ruins. Return, separate, treat myself to awaken. The collision moving slow, collision moving slow. It could be the future, it could be out of time. But the pull of the 10 cent moon when I looked
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Get a bit moody on you now. Thinking, well, has he been already?
There's never too much mood.
Invisible Wall, this is another newer tune. And sorry, I'm just gonna do a. So something I normally do, but I'm gonna tune up. Is that all right? Do you mind? I'm in tune with the universe, and the universe is out of tune. So this is a, I guess, a reflection on the invisible constructs that we kind of base society on. It's a bit deep. So you can leave now if you want. There's a door there if it's getting a bit thingo for you. But yeah, we kind of society. It's like, you know, like the financial system and how we construct society. It's all just us agreeing to stuff. There's nothing actually in stone. There's nothing immutable. It's just that we agree that certain things are or they aren't, and then we construct our lives around that. And so this is kind of what this song is about. You know, that's what happens when you got COVID and you sit around thinking for too long. You know. If it's all too much, just tell me to stop partway through. The fingerprints swirl, the grain is so deep that it holds a world as silence explodes. Umbilical words, continents slide in a moment ends before it's begun. All that we know. All that we know. Shop and take a breath. Red flaming flowers adorn the citadel of the little. Invisible wall, and the ashes and trace the path to its circle drawn.
ashes and trace apart to a circle drawn. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now, Steve Salvia is going to grab his Gretsch. That's his Gretsch. It's not his. It was a gift. Yeah. What kind of gift? Do you want to tell us? A punk rock band was playing, and a transsexual punk rock band was playing, and he fixed the guitar for them. And when they came back to Adelaide, they said, "Would you like to keep it?" And here it is. So this isn't the guitar that Steve has bolted to his front door, which is a different story altogether, isn't it, Steve?
I didn't know that.
It's a great story.
Everyone should have a guitar bolted to their front door.
Because like Steve had a customer that wouldn't pay for the work he'd done, so he just bolted the guy's guitar to the door of his shop. And I think that is just the best thing that anybody has done ever. And there should be more of it in the world. Has he ever come and paid for that work? No. All right. A fireworks factory or something. Yeah. Okay, we're going to venture back into the world of lighthouses. Sorry, there's all this stuff I have to step on and make things go here and go there. I'm not really that way inclined. I'm kind of like the ultimate guitar amp for me would have just one knob, it's just the volume. Any more than two is way too complicated. You can see this like this, that, this. And I really am just pretending that I know what I'm doing. So anyway, we've got this song from the album now, the album In the Light of Dark, which just happens to be over there. If anybody wants to go really old school and take a copy of a CD home with you, we've run out of wax cylinders, but we still have the CDs. So it's a really good album. I just thought I'd tell you that. And what is this? The 26th of June. That means there's less than 6 months left till Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. And we've all got that person who has everything that you don't know how to buy for. I bet they don't have a copy of In the Light of Dark on CD. So just come and see me after the show and I'll see you right. Well, they can bloody well go on bloody... Let's go and buy some vinyl and just, vinyl's so old school and new school and, But apparently CDs they're actually becoming retro, because everything happens in shorter cycles now, So yeah, this is Searching Night from In the Light of Dark. And this came from Jen and I musing on the isolation. People often sort of comment on that when we talk about writing Lighthouse songs. It's a very isolated life, and in ways it was. It was very liberating, it was very free, but there was also that isolation that came from leaving the rest of the world behind in your support network. And I think especially for the females out there, because, you know, it wasn't just salty old weird sea dogs like you, the stereotype. You know, it was my mum and my auntie and my sisters, and, yeah. They had to carry on a life out in this sort of ordinary and extraordinary world. The Searching Night.
Time enough for waiting under a silver shattered sky. Quiet page of confessions towards the light. Tell me something maybe from before stopwatch days. Clouds slid through our hearts. Dance me slow in the turning, searching night. Whisper low, burn me softly in the searching night. In the turning, searching night, whisper low, burn me softly in the searching night.
I'll find my feet again
In the curve
of the searching night,
in the curve of the searching night, in the curve of the searching night, in the curve of the searching night, in the curve of the searching night, in the curve of the searching night.
Thank you very much. This is our last song, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, which is not without precedent, but I think in this instance I am actually correct. So thank you so much for coming along, everybody. And, you know, it's in these unprecedented times. I say that to annoy everyone, that would. So yeah, and I want to thank Ria and the Wheaty for always showing faith in putting the original musics out there, and us deadbeat musos, you know, giving us somewhere to go, you know, without being listless and annoying on the street. So yeah, that's always wonderful. And Kevin for always giving us wonderful sound and making our life so easy, making it beautiful for you and easy for us. Yeah, it's always a treat. Yeah, I always feel like, oh, see, Kevin's doing this here. Yes! Kicking goals before you've even got there. So we're going to finish off now with a Lighthouse song, and this is it's all the songs on the album I've written in the first person from the stories of the people that were there, but this is the only one that involves me. So we've taken the liberty of telling everybody else's stories. But when I was 12, I went out to Cape Willoughby and visited Uncle Phil and the family. And yeah, it was those transition holidays from primary school to high school. And I've kind of realised now that this evening that this song is about is kind of analogous with that transition from your childhood life to the unknown world of teenage and adult life. And Uncle Phil took us out crabbing one night, and it was on dusk, and we waded out into the shallows, and the light became more diffused and everything melted away, and I was out there with small sharks going past and stingrays, and I was a suburban boy and I was an idiot, and I thought I was going to die, and my cousin thought I was an idiot, but anyway, I didn't die. And we caught crustaceans. Every time I say crabs, Jen makes a rude joke, so we didn't catch crabs. We caught crustaceans and we brought them back to shore, and it was dark by then, and there was a 44-gallon drum which miraculously appeared. I don't even know where that came from, but it just happened to be there. And we cooked up the crabs and we sat under the stars with the waves coming in. And yeah, it was truly mind-blowing for me, and it's always stuck in my head. So now we're going to give you that story of that night. Thank you so much again, everybody, for coming and going with us on this, with the songs new and songs old, the crab nets. So take off your shoes, get your rakes out, get the nets out, start wading through the shallows in the dusk, and hopefully you won't get bitten on the toes by anything. Okay.
Would you take a look at us down by the river in the glowing amber dusk, where the mouth meets the sea, hauling in our nets, wading through the shallows, trying not to step on the rays. Can you hear the silver gulls as they call us? Stoke the fire up, we'll cook the crabs on the beach, and a rusty metal drum, we'll boil up the water, sit up on the sand, eat our fill. Silver stars stretching on forever, burst upon our face like sea spray, like sea spray. Thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen. You've been beautiful. Thank you. The keepers, Jen Lush, Paul Cooper, Paul Gooding, Mark Seddon, Paul Angus, and Steve Salvey. Thank you so, so much. And Tim Moore before, because he was beautiful. Climbed into our hearts, so yeah.
We're already at 7 o'clock.
She mixed it up in a cup and drank it down. Then she smiled and offered me some. I didn't know what it was, but it tasted sweet. I didn't worry